Greetings, blessed ones. Welcome to Shelter in the Storm with A Course in Miracles, lesson number 25. Alright, let's keep going with part 5 of chapter 2, the function of the miracle worker. So we're just going to read one page of it and then we'll just move on to the lesson. Okay, guys. We're just going to read from where we left off last night. I won't repeat anything. The sole responsibility of the miracle worker is to accept the atonement for himself. This means you recognize that mind is the only creative level and that its errors are healed by the atonement. Once you accept this, your mind can only heal. By denying your mind any destructive potential and reinstating its purely constructive powers, you place yourself in a position to undo the level confusion of others. The message you then give to them is the truth that their minds are similarly constructive and their miscreations cannot hurt them. That sounds like great news. By affirming this, you release the mind from over-evaluating its own learning device and restore the mind to its true position as the learner. It should be emphasized again that the body does not learn any more than it creates. As a learning device, it merely follows the learner. But if it is falsely endowed with self-initiative, it becomes a serious obstruction to the very learning it should facilitate. Only the mind is capable of illumination. Spirit is already illuminated, and the body in itself is too dense. The mind, however, can bring its illumination to the body by recognizing that it is not the learner and is therefore unamenable to learning. The body is, however, easily brought into alignment with a mind that has learned to look beyond it toward the light. Corrective learning always begins with the awakening of spirit and the turning away from the belief in physical sight. This often entails fear, because you are afraid of what your spiritual sight will show you. I said before that the Holy Spirit cannot see error, and is capable only of looking beyond it to the defense of atonement. There is no doubt that this may produce discomfort. Yet the discomfort is not the final outcome of the perception. When the Holy Spirit is permitted to look upon the defilement of the altar, he also looks immediately toward the atonement. Nothing he perceives can induce fear. Everything that results from spiritual awareness is merely channelized toward correction. Discomfort is aroused only to bring the need for correction into awareness. The fear of healing arises in the end from an unwillingness to accept unequivocally that healing is necessary. What the physical eye sees is not corrective, nor can error be corrected by any device that can be seen physically. As long as you believe in what your physical sight tells you, your attempts at correction will be misdirected. The real vision is obscured because you cannot endure to see your own defiled altar. But since the altar has been defiled, your state becomes doubly dangerous unless it is perceived. Okay, we'll carry on from there tomorrow. let's go with lesson number 25. How are you going with the lessons, guys? You can do it. Don't be put off. There's a little more to them than you at first think. Just go with it. Go with it. Just relax into it. Ask Spirit to help you relax into it. Breathe. Use your breath. Just to relax into the lessons. Okay? They're not there to create anxiety, but to do the opposite of that. Right, lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for. Purpose is meaning. Today's idea explains why nothing you see means anything. You do not know what it is for. Therefore, it is meaningless to you. Everything is for your own best interests. That is what it is for. That is its purpose. That is what it means. It is in recognizing this that your goals become unified. It is in recognizing that what you see, let me repeat that one. It is in recognizing this that what you see is given meaning. You perceive the world and everything in it as meaningful in terms of ego goals. These goals have nothing to do with your own best interests, because the ego is not you. This false identification makes you incapable of understanding what anything is for. As a result, you are bound to misuse it. When you believe this, you will try to withdraw the goals you have assigned to the world, instead of attempting to reinforce them. Another way of describing the goals you now perceive is to say that they are all concerned with personal interests. Since you have no personal interests, your goals are really concerned with nothing. In cherishing them, therefore, you have no goals at all, and thus you do not know what anything is for. Before you can make any sense out of the exercises for today, one more thought is necessary. At the most superficial levels, you do recognize purpose. Yet purpose cannot be understood at these levels. For example, you do not understand that a telephone is for the purpose of talking to someone who is not physically in your immediate vicinity. What you do not understand is what you want to reach him for. And it is this that makes your contact with him meaningful or not. It is crucial to your learning to be willing to give up the goals you have established for everything. The recognition that they are meaningless, rather than good or bad, is the only way to accomplish this. The idea for today is a step in this direction. 6 practice periods, each of 2 minutes duration, are required. Each practice period should begin with a slow repetition of the idea for today, followed by looking out about you and letting your glance rest on whatever happens to catch your eye, near or far, important or unimportant, human or non-human. With your eyes resting on each subject you so select, say, for example, I do not know what this chair is for. I do not know what this pencil is for. I do not know what this hand is for. Say this quite slowly, without shifting your eyes from the subject, until you have completed the statement about it. Then move on to the next subject and apply today's idea as before. So that is the method for lesson 25. Let's move to a year of forgiveness for lesson 25. I'll try and get the picture in the middle of the screen. I do not know what anything is for. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. We are once again proud of you for showing up today. We know that your world is a busy one. We know that your mind works counter to these teachings in many ways. Even if you are familiar with them, it is a challenge to discipline the mind in this way. This is something you notice now as you get toward 5 or 6 practice periods throughout the day. You forget them. You need to set little alarms at times. You notice you put it off because your lunchtime is too precious for you to take a couple of minutes out to do these exercises. You will say, I might look foolish. I can't find the time. My day just flew by and I didn't know I missed these lessons until I got home. Then suddenly the light went on in my mind and I thought, oh my goodness, I've missed 4 practice periods today. This is normal. We don't want you to beat yourself up about it. We want you to witness the error and correct it. Do not think, these are too difficult for me. This lesson is too hard. I'm a bad student of A Course in Miracles. See, I can never do anything right. You will hear a litany of voices in your head speaking about what you are going through. Remember, this is a training program. It is just as when you first start going to the gym. In the beginning, you can only do 3 sit-ups or 4 sit-ups in a week. But before you know it, you are able to do 25 or 30 sit-ups. And you remember when you could barely touch your toes and do 1. That happens as we go through this training period. Do not lament that you are untrained. We know you're untrained. You are in the early stages of your training program. Witness how you might attack yourself for not doing it perfectly. There may be perfectionists among you being very sorely challenged because you're unable to do the lessons perfectly. Just witness that desire for perfection and let it go. Forgive yourself today. Forgive yourself and say, I'm doing a difficult mind training program that is profound and will deeply affect my life. It's okay if I miss a day or if I miss a lesson. Again, do not throw the baby out with the bath water. Do not throw away the book or the distance that you have traveled because you make a simple error. This is one of the favorite tricks of the ego. It will say, you've had a piece of cake. You have blown your diet. Let's eat whatever is in the fridge. You know this story. You've had 1 drink. You were on the wagon for a month. Let's drink the whole bottle. This is a self-sabotaging aspect of the ego that you are all very familiar with, and it will try to assert itself as you get further along in these lessons, in the lessons. This is the beginning of your forgiveness practice. You forgive yourself and say, I forgot that lesson. I will do the next lesson at the appropriate time, and I will not look to the past and contaminate the present with that guilt. I will allow my fallibility and my untrained mind, and I will witness, my mind is not yet trained. My mind is not trained yet. That is why I'm doing a mind training program, because I do not know what I am thinking about most of the time. All those thoughts affect a lot of people, places, things, and experiences, and it is important for me to train my mind. This is how we want you to respond to any errors you make. You correct the errors. You do not punish yourself for errors. That is the ego's way. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we are pleased you are with us today and every day, that you come here with joy in your heart to share these lessons with our dear one, the channel, Tina, and with me. It is my life's purpose to help you relieve suffering, bring joy to your heart and mind, help you turn on the road toward love, and to make, step by step, your journey home to your true self, which is at home in God always. That is your reality. That is where we are headed together, and we will see you again tomorrow. So much love, dear ones. Oh gosh, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Namaste.